Hello everyone, welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot reading is all about unlocking the wisdom of our hearts. If you noticed that on the thumbnail there are 3 hearts, I'm always telling everybody to look at these images so that they can discern which message, which heart is speaking to them so that you can use your own intuition because it's so important that we do. And this heart reading is essentially leaning into that even more, using our own intuition by way of the wisdom of our hearts. Most of us spend our time up in our minds, overthinking things, being too literal, too practical, and don't give ourselves over to the whispers of our heart, what it's telling us, what it wants us to see, to notice, to understand, to discern for our best and highest good, so that we can follow our hearts more and do things from the place of our heart's truth and wisdom. And then that's when we bring our heads with us, but we lead with our hearts, and most of us don't. We lead with our heads and our everyday mundane, practical way of living, what society tells us is the right thing to do. So this reading is more about connecting to that quieter heart wisdom. So give yourself a second to look at each heart, and I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. You chose the more cosmic looking heart, which for some of you, that could be suggesting that you feel quite connected to the cosmos, to the skies. Maybe you have an affinity for the stars, the moon, planets, celestial things of all kinds. There could be some messaging in just you choosing that image about your cosmic connection. It could be like with astrology. It could be about feeling like that you're not of this earth, that you're from the stars. Sometimes that can connect to a sense of homesickness too, where you feel like, I was definitely dropped off here on the planet. I'm not connecting or resonating. This is not going to be for all of you. This is only based on choosing that specific image. But for some of you, that might ring true. Okay, we've got get some exercise. As your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways, right? And it's also something that brings us an endorphin release. So you maybe having thoughts about starting a new exercise program, or wondering if doing particular physical things would make you feel better. And if that's the case, the answer is yes. You can start off small, but this is also suggesting that through physical activity, you're going to feel better in all ways. Generally, it makes us have more energy so that we can do the things that we love and be more connected to our heart. We often don't make those kinds of connections, right? We're like, well, this is something separate. Physical activity, getting exercise, that's not going to do anything for my heart space, but it absolutely will. It's good for your heart, quite literally, for physical reasons, but it's very expansive, and it helps us connect to our heart's wisdom even more because we've released those endorphins. We're in good form. We're in good shape. We're feeling healthy and strong. So I think this is like a starting point here for my group 1 choosers. Physical movement is going to help you connect to your power and help you to feel stronger in, as it says, in all ways. Ooh, see, new career. Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. Nice. Look at all that rainbow light. Another good reason to want to make sure that we're feeling physically really good, right? So that we're up to the task of the new things that could be showing up for us. So if you've been getting any stirrings in your heart, suggesting that it's time to make a shift in career, whether it's moving towards something different or up-leveling yourself, going for that higher position where there's more money or something involved, this is like a yes from the universe saying you should go for it, but make sure that you're feeling really good, mind, body, spirit first, and start with the physical. Assertiveness, and some more rainbow colors here. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Okay. We're definitely getting a picture painted here. So where do you need more assertiveness in your life? Where do you need to say no more often, right? No is a complete sentence. No explanation required. And I get the sense here that there is a little bit of you've stepped out of your power a little bit. Maybe you haven't been as good at creating healthy boundaries around things that you know that are not what you want, and then actually giving yourself permission to go for the things that you do want, right? And you've got a really good piece of advice right at the center of it. It starts with feeling physically really good, empowered, strong. and it empowers and levels up the rest of you, right? To be more assertive, to say yes to the things that you do want and no to the things that you don't want. And your heart is saying, we're whispering to you to what to do and how to go about doing this to reconnect to this powerful part of yourself. And I think it's really like the assertiveness here helps the new career energy here. Sorry, I have to cough 1 second, guys. I had to pause to have a bit of a coughing fit. I've been nursing a cold. I apologize because it definitely distracted me from your reading. What I'm trying to say here is that it all starts centrally with when we feel disempowered, like we're having a hard time making boundaries, but our heart is speaking to us in these soft and subtle ways, saying, you know, if you do these things, it's going to lead you through this amazing doorway. But it starts here. It starts with the simplest thing of getting some physical exercise to help you motivate, or feel motivated rather, to feel more connected to your positive energy, to stand in your power and be assertive and go after these things. I definitely get the sense that some of you are being called to up level yourselves, to go for a higher position in a job, but there's definitely a group of you, I think, that are going to be watching this that are being called to go in a completely new direction. It'll be interesting to see what other cards come out with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some more. And I think we often overthink things too, right? Like, what do I do? How do I solve this? And we think that it's going to be complicated. And I feel like Spirit is saying, oh, actually, in your heart, rather, it's as simple as starting with getting physically active. And that releases these endorphins and this joy and this sense of empowerment, which will lead you to all kinds of amazing things, is my feeling here for my group ones. This was flipped right over too. Chaos and conflict. Okay, so maybe some of you have had to deal with this. All the more reason to get physically fit and get those healthy, happy endorphins and that feel good energy to move out of it. And I definitely feel like, message one, I really feel like you are moving out of it, but I think you've been in the thick of it. It's sort of showing us what some of the issues have been here. But your way back to yourself starts with getting physically fit so you can connect to your power and say yes where you want to say yes and no when you need to say no. I just keep thinking of boundaries, needing boundaries. Okay. Imagine. Yeah. It's like your heart wants you to be really open to your possibilities, right? Not limited, really being dreamy, right? This is saying imagine. Imagine what could be with your whole heart. Excuse me, guys, with your whole heart invested in it. Like a kid would dream, you know? Kids run around pretending that they're Batman and Superwoman, and they have no quips or qualms about it. They just believe they're in that. And so therefore they are, right? So much so that they sometimes want you to address them as Superwoman or Batman. It's like that. Imagine how possible things are for you. Imagine how amazing you are. Imagine how worthy you are of this desire to move in this new direction towards a new career, or to believe that you are capable of taking the next higher position. Because I definitely think that you are. You're worthy of it. You're deserving of it. Any chaos and conflict that has been around you is about to start dissipating. But you need to allow yourself to dream the big dream and imagine what could be. Don't hold yourself back, and don't settle for less than you deserve. That's definitely a thing. Do not settle for less than you deserve. Message one. Oh, that was some really bad shuffling, please. Okay. Okay, we got one that fell right out. Embrace. Yeah. And there's that cosmic looking energy too. Oh, look, there's a heart there too. There's a heart with these branches coming out of it. And I definitely feel like you have more power than you realize, and your heart has more wisdom than you've allowed it to shine through for you, that you've allowed to listen yourself to listen to. Almost like this, I don't know if I can trust that because of the way because it's more feeling than it is thinking, but really leaning into the feeling energy right now because it's got a lot to tell you. Embracing new things, possibility, going into dreamy, wonderful, gooey energy. Look at that. Believe and succeed. Embrace new beginnings, embrace your power, believe and succeed. There's definitely a theme here. And look at that, central. Central to the getting some exercise, again, which sounds like such a mundane, simple-minded thing to say, is the solar plexus chakra, which is our power center, where we feel empowered, how we feel empowered. I almost wonder, drop in the comments if any of you have some fire energy in your astrological charts, sun, moon, or rising, because fire signs tend to need physical activity to really feel connected to their power. And a lot of them don't know and realize that. So I'm just wondering if that's some of you. Either way, that's coming right under the get some exercise. This is how you really connect to your assertiveness, to your belief in yourself, to your possibilities, is through this physical activity. It almost feels like it's going to release energy, release stuck, negative, heavy energy, doubtful energy. So really give yourself over that, because it's time for you to step in your power and embrace this new way, this new career, these new possibilities. But Spirit's showing you what's been blocking that, like what's been blocking your heart. And it's this lack of belief in yourself, this feeling of feeling disempowered. Confront, right? Okay, so looking at the shadow aspect of you, right? Where you feel less than, where maybe your self-esteem has been hurt or battered, or where you felt like you can't get assertive or that you can't say no. That's what this card speaks to. Yeah, essentially it's like Spirit saying, it's time to look at those dark aspects of yourself and integrate them and find your power again, because there's new things on the horizon and your heart knows this. And I feel like some of you have been feeling those stirrings and whisperings, as this says, embrace, right? With that heart sprouting into new directions and new things, abundance as a result. What are those shadowy pieces of you trying to keep you stuck? Where, are they trying to keep you stuck? Because it is time to confront them. It's like, no more. I've had enough of your noise. I'm going to start following my heart now. Look at this. Under the imagined card, dreams coming true. I love this for you guys. Okay. So whatever thoughts that you've had that feel like there's no way, I can't have that, it's not going to happen, that's not true. Those feelings, those vibes, that dreamy, beautiful energy that you've, I think, unlocked somewhat from your heart space, there's so much more there. There's so much more to understand, to cultivate from that space. There's so much possibility and opportunity showing up for you, especially in the realm of career for my Group 1 choosers. And it is time to confront these dark pieces of yourself, these dark aspects of yourself that are holding you back, that are negative, that are not allowing you to stand in your full power, and eradicate them. No more. Because you don't want to miss these opportunities. Now would be the time, if it's showing up for you and you chose message 1. And remember, it starts out with the simplest thing of physical movement to get the ball rolling for you. Of course, there's other things that you can do, like meditation and self-love meditations and solar plexus meditations, things for alignment, eating well. There's so many other things that you can do, but it starts here for you guys with that physical movement. It's sort of like it starts to unstick that energy and open your heart up more, and the wisdom of your heart more is more prevalent. It'll be louder as a result. Okay, pull some more cards here. Yes, okay, we've got the Fool reversed. So what we want to be doing is embracing the Fool's journey, right? As it says here, embrace. So this is something to work on. The fears that hold us back from embracing the Fool's journey and going for that big ooey gooey dream that our heart's been telling us that now is the time and this is what you should do and there's advancement for you as a result. Seven of Swords. Okay, I think some of you have been deceived, let down, had maybe discovered some things about people that were less than stellar, not so good. This is coming to pass though, right? Because we've got chaos and conflict over here. You have an opportunity, I think, for some of you, because this is general, to move away from untrustworthy people but towards a better community, a better situation. I also think you're somebody who brings about truth for others in some sort of capacity, right? The wheel. And it's in the reverse underneath. It gets some exercise and this solar plexus chakra needing work. This gets turned around for you where the world really does feel like it's at your feet and everything is possible. But remember, it starts there. It's just really reiterating that. Feeling like it's not, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, unsure if you can trust what your heart's been trying to tell you or the vibes that you've been getting, and you can. Because I also get some of you are far more intuitive than you realize. Two of Wands, that's like trying to get out of that contemplative mode, right? It's fiery energy. Wands is like fire, passion, inspiration, creativity. Confronting the thing that stops you from wanting to follow it and believe that you can have what it is that you really, really want. You know, instead of just looking out that window and contemplating, it's time to go for it. But it starts with confronting that shadowy aspect of yourself that holds you back and tells you why you shouldn't have it or why you're not worthy of it. Yeah, I love this. Okay. Dreams coming true as a result of walking away from things that are no longer serving you. No more. I've had enough. 10 of Wands. I'm out. I'm done. I'm moving in a new direction. I'm going for that higher position. I'm going towards my dream job. I've had enough. And I do think that you might have to disappoint some people along the way who've always expected you to show up in a certain way. And just when you connect that power, that assertive power that you naturally have that's been quieted and dimmed, it'll be a lot easier for you to do just that, to stand in your power and say no more. And I think for some of you, you're really going to just get a really good opportunity to move away from this kind of chaos and conflict and these individuals that are less than stellar, right? I almost wonder, this is just a weird vibe I got. Have some of you found something out about people that you work with or people that you're associated with that are doing some shady things? And I'm almost wondering, like, are you thinking, I need to bring this out? I need to let the higher ups know or something? I feel like if that's true, that some of you should absolutely go for it and do it and bring these things to light. Because truth teller keeps coming to my mind too. Like you being the truth teller. That was really random. So that's obviously not going to be a message for everybody, but I definitely think it is for somebody. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're getting a yes. Yes. Just for some of you, you know who you are. Something in your heart that's been calling you to this way, to that way, to do this, to say that, to not say it, whatever it is, you've got a yes. I'm going to put that up here with this little one. Choose a new direction. Imagine, right? And we've got new career here. So yes, for those of you, especially if these cards are connecting for some of you, yes, moving in a new direction towards a new career, new opportunity. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Don't doubt it. Don't overthink it. Don't question whether you've been receiving accurate intuition by way of your heart or heart's wisdom. It's all accurate and true for you. And this is your confirmation. Yes, it's time to move in a new direction. One that's going to be far more worthy of who you are and what you bring to the table, because I feel like there's a lot to that. We could sit here and unpack all the gifts that you have, but I feel like that would take a long time because I do feel like you're this multifaceted, talented person, and all these talents and abilities, gifts that you bring are being underutilized wherever you are, whatever position you're in or whatever job you're in. Okay. I should have probably put these over here so you can see them in the camera. Look at this change. Know when to move to a new shell. Wow. Especially if yours no longer fits. Okay. New direction, new career. Yes. Not much I need to say that. Yes, 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 yes. You can trust the guidance of your heart. You can trust the intuitive niggles that you've been feeling to move in a new direction, that it is time for change. And you will be supported along the way. And remember, when you start to feel disempowered, physical movement's really going to help, my group 1 choosers in particular. Oh my gosh, travel. Seeing the surface of the ocean is not the same as diving deep to see the coral. Yep. Right? Being willing to embrace the unknown and putting a parameter on it, saying it's going to be really exciting rather than really scary. Travel, change, new direction, very, very synchronized, very, very connected for my group 1s. Yes, now is the time. And maybe some of you are even going to be called to travel somewhere for a new career. And that would absolutely evoke feelings of uncertainty and being a little scared. But I feel like the whole message here is, yes, now is the time to do these things. Own your power. Be assertive. You've got this. Yeah, it's just like really being supported at this time. And it sort of comes back down to you and where your energy's at as to whether you confront these more fearful aspects. I also think, I'm going to say it again, like confronting a situation that you're in, being the truth teller for some of you. It's very layered. I feel like there's a couple of things going on with this message by way of, absolutely it's time to move forward and listen to your heart's wisdom to move in a new direction, do a new career, up level yourself. But also there's this underbelly of like telling the truth around something, kind of exposing people, situations for what they really are, and then moving away from that situation. Patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. It definitely feels like that. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust. You're eternally loved and guided. Wow. And that message there feels like it leans more into whatever this darker energy is, this chaos, this conflict, this sneaky 7 of Swords energy. And if it feels heavy and it feels hard, this is saying it's a blessing in disguise. Just be patient. Things are going to turn in your favor. Do all the things you can to stay in your power, to face your own little, your own shadowy energy that holds you back. I was going to try to get too wordy with that, and I just decided not to do that. Yeah, patience. The tide's turning in your favor. It really, really is message 1. All right. I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful day and that you really lean into some of the guidance and advice here to unlock more of your heart space and that heavier energy that's not serving you, because you've got so much awesome opportunity and new things coming for you as a result. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Let's see. Message 2. You chose that pastel watercolor heart, which had a lot of yellow in it, which usually is the color of leadership and empowerment, somebody who's really good at leading from the solar plexus. But also those pastel colors always make me think of somebody who has an ability to, because it's watercolor, like blend with people really well, bring people together like as that leader. So just based off the image, that could be a message for some of you. general. So that might not resonate with all of you, but that's definitely something that I'm feeling here, that there's leadership ability. Assertiveness, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Right. So, and this is that's that yellow color. So maybe some of you do have this superpower, but it has been dimmed, or there's something in the solar plexus area that is a bit blocked. Either way, this is telling you that it's time to create healthy boundaries and step into your power. You can be assertive without being aggressive. And that softness of the pastels, if you chose message 2, it's like, I would rather blend and bring people together with love and compassion. And there's definitely a time and place for that. And you can still be that without being aggressive. It's assertive, right? It's assertiveness. It's a far better energy to lean into than aggression. And maybe there's some fear there, like, I don't want to come off that way for some of you. And this is saying, it's time to stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Healthy boundaries also come to mind here for you guys. I think I said that. Dietary change. Wow, there's a lot of overlap in the first message. Improve your diet and your life will also improve, right? So what you're putting into your body affects your soul body, it affects your physical body, your life in general, right? So if you're feeling low energy, there could be a reason, some simple changes that you can make in your diet that would help you feel better and stronger so that you can lean more into your power and feel more assertive. Often it's the simplest things, the smallest changes that are not complex at all that need to be leaned into to create massive change. And it feels like that's a thing for you. So if you've been contemplating, like maybe you're contemplating becoming a vegetarian or a vegan, or maybe conversely, like doing some sort of diet where you're removing carbohydrates and up-leveling your protein and your vegetables. If there's been some sort of feeling around that, it's a yes. It will help you. It'll improve your energy. It'll improve your strength. It'll improve your cognitive ability and your connection to your heart, right? I said it in message 1 too, but we often think that when we're spiritual beings, that we're going to have very complex answers or ways to get to our heart's wisdom, that it's going to involve all kinds of practices. But it's usually things that we do, that we can do, simple everyday things that we can do that really help us connect to our superpower, to our heart, to what's best for us. And for you, there's an energy of dietary change. Do some research. You need more information about the situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Okay, so not jumping into anything with 2 feet just yet, creating those healthy boundaries with that assertiveness energy, right? Because there's something they're going to be called to do that needs to see you in really good form, mind, body, soul. And it's going to require research before you go ahead and jump in. So this is sort of like a bit of a heads up from the universe saying, be patient with whatever it is that you're wanting or feeling or called to do or try. Make sure that you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and that you have a lot of information before proceeding. And it's interesting because I feel like you've had some insights or epiphanies or ideas, and that's directly coming from that heart's wisdom. And it's like your heart, your spirit self, your higher self is saying, we want you to follow these threads, but we want you to do it in a more methodical way, from a place of like groundedness and feeling really good, because then all decisions that follow will also be really good decisions. I hope that makes sense. Okay, pull some more cards. To the sea. Cleansing. Okay, so to the sea. So if you see in that picture, looks like a woman, and she's on the ocean, and she's like in a tiny little boat, and she's traveling somewhere. She's moving towards something very new. Basically, traversing unknown territory, unknown waters. So there's an element of that here for you, and it's coming out on the challenge side, right? So it could be that it's been difficult for you to really give yourself over to exploring and doing some research. I feel like some of you have connected to this thing, but maybe you're not doing anything with it, right? It might seem overwhelming or daunting, or like I'd rather just jump in and not know, or I just don't feel like I have the time or the space because of that lack of boundaries to go forth with this. Either way, it is time to explore, to the sea, to what are those unknown waters that are calling you, that are saying that there's something here for you. Yes, it's going to require time and energy, but you'll be so glad that you did. It's like you're being asked to move towards something that you've not done before. And your heart is saying, this is the direction that I want you to go. And I just want to say too, like, it's coming from a very higher place with that face up there in the sky. Like, you're being divinely directed. If you're like, what are these weird vibes that I'm getting? Why am I all of a sudden thinking about this strange place, or trying this new thing, or doing this new thing? It's because it's the divine, your higher self is coming in and whispering this to you and saying, it's time. It's time. There's something waiting for you. And it is unknown territory. It is going to be a bit daunting. You do need to create time and space for it, and be coming from a really good place to really go for this thing. But that's exactly what you're being asked to do, to go for it. Something almost like it. I'm almost getting like left field, unexpected. Yes. Okay. And then we've got a fortune cookie here, and it says, not for you. Not for you. So I want to say, because this is a general reading, so there's going to be multi-layered messaging in it, something to always keep in mind when you're watching tarot. But with this, do some research, and it says before proceeding. I'm wondering if some of you have had a thought about doing something that's more known, but yet new. I hope that makes sense. It might not be the thing for you, because I'm kind of getting like a little bit of a cautionary energy here for this. This is why this, like, do some research before you proceed, because there might be something that you've thought of doing or going or trying that isn't going to be the best thing for you. It's like this or something better, and Spirit's like, there's something better. But you need to feel really good and be coming from a really good place and create boundaries in order to connect to this something better, to the sea, this unknown, very unknown territory. Almost like, oh yeah, I have this really out of the box crazy dream, but it's just a hoop dream and I can't do it and I can't go there. It's like, yeah, that's the one that we want you to follow. But there's this sense of following something a little bit more known, a little bit more practical. But do some research before you do it, because there's an energy of not for you. And that's like with that fortune cookie, that's not the best. It's not your fortune. It's not where Spirit's trying to lead you. They're trying to lead you somewhere else. It's going to be interesting to see what other cards come out for you, to understand what this something else is here for my message twos. All right, let's see. There's definitely an energy of having to navigate unknown territory, unknown waters in your future, and that you might be about to choose something that isn't for your best and highest good. And it's like your heart wants you to connect to the truth of that, and do some research before proceeding, because it's almost like as if, like, I get this image of them tugging on your shirt and being like, don't look over there, look over here. Win or lose, no matter what kind of energy, with to the sea. And it's interesting because it's like navigating that unknown territory. We've got the number 5, which is the number of change. It's sort of like, what do they say? Drawing that line in the sand, staking your claim. No matter what, I'm doing this thing, no matter what, even if it scares me. And I do think the thing that Spirit wants you to pay attention to, that your heart's wisdom is trying to get you to hear, is a little scarier, because it's even more unknown. It would require a lot more work, but it's what's worth it no matter what, right? And it's sort of like not settling and going for that bigger thing, that bigger, slightly scarier, but better in the long run dream. And you've got that heart there too. on the sword. No, it's this no matter what energy, win or lose. I'm going to traverse this unknown territory. I'm going to embrace it because it's where I'm truly called to go. It's the bigger dream that you're meant to follow. New vitality. Nice. So this is something coming in under dietary change, right? It brings in new life force energy where things seem more possible for you, where you are standing in your power, where you are able to exert your assertiveness without aggression in the best possible way for you. And create those healthy boundaries, because I keep coming back to that as well. Look at this under assertiveness, joy and possibility, or joy and stability. Joy and stability coming into you under that assertive energy, standing up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to, right? Because that was the middle energy. And that makes so much sense too, right? I should have come back to that, but only saying yes if you really want to and doing some research, right? Before saying yes to anything, because there is something better for you, right? There is something that's not for you. So don't say yes out of obligation or out of fear. Like if I don't, I'll lose out on money if it's career-based, or lose out on connection or whatever the thing is, because there is something better. Know that, trust that. Don't say yes without having more information. Message 2. Bring my cards into the camera here. Seek, yeah. And that's coming into that, do some research. This is a strong message for you, group 2, to seek more information, do more research, really by way of your heart, right? Connecting to your heart, your higher mind, your higher self, wisdom, right? It has more to show you, more to teach you, a far better direction in some capacity. It's like seek and you shall find. Because seek and you shall find. And it's strange because I feel like for some of you, it's going to be relatively easy to make this connection and to do that, like to come to a better conclusion and not say yes to something that's not meant for you. Balance, yeah, coming in back into balance, not for you. Under that not for you energy, right? Where is there because I think currently you're dealing with a little bit of imbalance and that like indecision, and I'm not so sure. But this is where you're headed, back into that balance, into that power, where your feminine energy, your creative, nurturing energy is in balance, and your masculine, assertive energy is in balance, which is the perfect combination, I feel like, to get you into the central energy of joy and stability, which is what you've got coming your way as a result of giving yourself over to these healthy boundaries, to not jumping into anything without having all the information, and to traversing unknown territory coming up, because that's definitely a big energy I feel for you guys. You're really going to be called to go in a direction that is going to scare you a little bit because it is so new, but it's going to be right for you in the long run, it feels like. Right. Oh Lord, because that's too many cards. Try that again. Let's try that again. Oh my Lord, my shuffling. I just need to calm my energy down here. I almost wonder if I'm feeling that, if some of you feel that hurried energy, like I got to make a decision. I don't have time to really feel this through, if that makes sense. And you do. I feel like the answer is that you actually do. Okay, I'm going to stop because my shuffling has just been crazy today. Death and rebirth, right? So nothing really moving or shifting currently at the moment, right? Because we're in that need to pause right now, right? Win or lose, what hill am I willing to die on? What am I not? I'm going to move forward no matter what. Death and rebirth suggesting there's not any movement quite yet, right? Because there's certain things that we haven't quite let go of. But I do feel like that's the big call for you guys, is to get into the energy. I'm ready to move away from this and towards this. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so now we're talking something to do with career potentially here, and finances, financial stability, abundance, owning your power, which is new vitality, right? The energy that's going to be birthed through you has to do, is connected to something with career, finances, money. I'm kind of glad that something like this came through for you guys, because I was wondering, I had a few different vibes showing up for you guys with this energy and what you needed to do some research on. But I'm definitely thinking for some of you, it's new career choices, which is also very connected to message 1, ironically. But something to do with abundance and financial stability as well. That doesn't always have to do with career. Strength, okay, and this is reversed. Where we need joy and stability, where we need assertiveness. This is the big energy that we need to work on, right? And it starts with what you're putting in your body. Right? A very simple, physical, earthly thing to do is looking at what you're putting in your body, because it will help your life force energy, your solar plexus, your feelings of empowerment. It all starts there with how we feel physically. So regaining our sense of strength. Knight of Cups. Okay. 2 energies. So we've got find a stable energy, which could be connecting to a stable relationship. And it looks like for some of you, it's going to be. So we've got this financial stability, strong, feeling empowered, feeling abundant. And then we've got a Knight of Cups energy, which kind of is like easy come, easy go. But it can come in very hot and heavy and seeming beautiful and like being swept off our feet kind of energy, really lost in the sauce of love. But with the Knight energy, it's not always as stable. It's not always long lasting. So that's something to keep in mind, especially with needing to do some research and not saying yes unless we're really sure. It could be some of you have had to contemplate whether you should follow somebody somewhere, whether or not this is a relationship that should be taken to the next level. Or there could be some sort of discrepancy between your love life and your career, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate this, right? This to the sea, navigating unknown territory. Well, how do I do this? I love my career and I like this person, but I'm not sure if this is going anywhere or how committed this person is. So there could be a lot of discrepancy here. All the more reason to add back. Give yourself time, create some boundaries and space, get a really good physical space for yourself so that you can make these decisions, because there's definitely 2 things going on here for my message 2s. It almost feels like push-pull between love and career for some of you. What do I do? What do I do? 6 of Swords energy, and it's under that balance with the male-female energy, and it's reversed, right? Having trouble moving away from something, and I think for some of you, someone. And remember, Knight of Cups energy is very romantic, sweep you off your feet, love bombing and love rushing in, but it's not always lasting. I'm not saying that's the case for you guys, but if any of you have been feeling that and wondering it, you're probably accurate if it's feeling off to you in some way, right? And owning your power and that feminine energy of stability, strength, abundance in always, not just financially, is the energy you want to go towards. That's where the new vitality is coming in. It has more to do with that and less to do with connection and relationship. But I can see how this would be a really strong struggle for you guys, having to make that decision, which is more important to me right now, which matters to me most. But just remember, we've got we've got balance there, not for you. And then we've got 6 of Swords having a hard time moving away from something, right? That's mentally draining and taxing. And you'll know, if you chose this message, you'll know which part of this message is most meant for you, what part of your heart's wisdom that you maybe have either been ignoring or that you need to listen to more. Step back and create those boundaries so that you can make really good, solid decisions for you. Because we've got new vitality, abundance, and rebirth, going to the sea and going in a completely unknown direction, all being a good and positive thing for you. And then we've got this harder energy over here where there's stagnancy and surface level stuff that's not for you, that you might be compelled to say yes to because you don't have all the information. So just really keep that in mind, message 2. I just hit my microphone. Sorry if that went all screwy. I won't know until I see this video back. Okay, let go. And then we've got not for you and doing some research. Let go. What do you need to let go of? Is this a romantic connection for some of you? A hope, a dream that you had, a smaller one, that maybe this person, this commitment, this thing that you were going to commit yourself to or direction you were going to go was going to be the right one, but something inside you is in your heart is telling you, rethink this, look again, listen to it. There is something that you need to let go of. If you were asking for a sign about whether to let go or move forward, this is your sign. This is your sign. This is your sign. Also, there's flowers there. There's flowers in this Knight of Cups card. And, you know, a pentacle, right? Oh, wow. I just realized how connected that is. So we've got the Knight of Cups holding flowers, and then it's on that pentacle under, like that pentagram, star, pentacle, and then that. And it's like having to choose. How do I choose between these things, about my autonomy, my independence, the abundance I've created, the hard work I put in on something, towards something, and this new person, this love, this connection. And it feels like that's a thing for some of you. This is general. That might not resonate with all of you. It might be in a more metaphorical way, but I think for some of you, it's quite literal. And this is your sign. It's time to let go. Something not for you. And you know, because I think a lot of you have probably already received this. You're just looking for that confirmation of what you already truly know, because your higher self, your heart has been trying to get you to see it, to know it, to understand it, to trust it. Okay. Meditate. Make some quiet time in the still air. Yep. Seek. Do some research. Getting back into your power. Meditate. Contemplate. Just another reiteration of the advice and guidance that Spirit's bringing through for you. Oh my gosh. Voyage. Set sail on a new course. Let go into the sea. Yep. You're definitely being redirected. But they say God's redirection is God's protection. And that's absolutely a true thing coming through here for you guys. All right, I'm going to just cap this off with one final message for my group twos. You're definitely in an energy in your, or a point rather in your life where you're having to make some hard decisions between the head and the heart, and what the heart wants and what the independent self wants. And you know which side you need to lean on. And I think you've already connected to it. But if you were looking for confirmation about what you've already been feeling, trust yourself. It is definitely time to let go of something not being for you, and to move into a new direction where there's joy and stability. And a lot of newness. Lots of newness. Gratitude. Oop. Oh, geez, I dropped that. Sorry about that, guys. I dropped the card. Thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. Wow. Just a message coming out specifically for some of you, because this is general, where maybe you don't ever get to know how you've helped someone, or the effect that you've had on somebody's life. Because right away we talked about that me feeling that sense of leadership ability and bringing people together through compassion. So if you're not getting validation around things, just know that you help people far more than you know or have given yourself credit for. And this is a heartfelt thanks that you may not physically get, but energetically speaking, it's there, it's happening, and they're feeling it behind the scenes. And I also think that you should thank yourself, because I feel like you're doing a lot of hard work on all levels, in all levels of your life, and you're going to be up leveled in some way. And it's time to give thanks to yourself and to know that you're valued, that you're appreciated, that you're on the right track, that you can trust your heart's wisdom. You're being guided. And I think you're also somebody who's being up leveled to be more of this kind of energy for other people. A lot going on. All right, message 2. I'm going to leave that there. I really hope all of you give yourself over to this quiet time to step back, meditate, seek, do some research, because I feel like you've got some beautiful unknown things on the horizon that are going to be gorgeous and wonderful, provided you say you trust yourself and let go of the things that are giving you signs that it's time to let go of. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. So you guys chose that last heart, which was a bunch of hearts within a shape of a heart, which, just going by the image right away, one feeling I get about my message 3 choosers, for some of you, this is general, it's not going to resonate with all of you, is being very multifaceted. Your heart is pulled in many different directions because you have a lot of creative ideas, a lot of passions, get inspired to do a lot of things. You're probably somebody who's good at a lot of different things, and that can be really taxing to try to make a decision about what to do when we're pulled in a lot of different directions, and we have a lot of compassion and a lot of heart and inspiration towards a lot of different things. So that's just based on the image. So that could be just a small message for a small percentage of you or all of you. We shall see what comes up in the cards. Oop. Oops, okay. Ooh, you've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. And that energy of that lot of heart, lot of compassion, you're probably somebody who's very empathic. I get a strong, and I should have said that right away, a strong empathic vibe from you, especially when you have many, many hearts pulled in many different directions, like a healer of sorts. Whether you heal through word, deed, or other, you have a lot to give, to offer to people. And this is essentially saying do more of it and be more of that, encompass that energy. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. And it says this situation. So maybe your heart's telling you that, or trying to tell you rather, that you have what the situation needs so that it can resolve, so that it can be made better. And you could be hesitating. And so this would be a bit of a confirmation for you to say, yeah, trust that you do have the ability to help this situation be made better, softer, resolved, whatever it is. You've got the power. You can do this. I definitely get a hesitation. Ooh, vegetarian. There's been so many cards coming through about physical things that all of us can be doing from the wisdom of our heart to make ourselves stronger and more connected to the wisdom of our heart. And you're getting vegetarian here. A new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. So you don't actually have to become a vegetarian for this to be true. And let me tell you why. Fruits and vegetables are they're food that grows from light. And when we eat foods that hold more light, we become more light, if that makes sense. So for some of you, this could just look like having meatless Mondays or going meatless once or twice a week and making sure that we're adding a lot more fruits and vegetables and foods that hold light because they're grown from the light, from the sun, into our diet. And it could be quite literally, maybe some of you have been thinking about becoming a vegetarian, and this is like your yes. Yeah, it would be a really good idea for you. And as this says, it will make your manifestation abilities, your sense of clarity, stronger, right? Because your body will be holding even more light. I definitely get a strong spiritual energy from my message 3 choosers, empaths, intuitives, people with psychic abilities, maybe even mediumship abilities for some of you. But very, very, very divinely connected. And this is just sort of saying, like, reminding you that you've got the power. You could be holding even more light and manifesting even more by making sure that you're eating really well and eating foods that hold more light. Ooh, look at this business venture. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. You've got the power. Here's a way to hold more light and manifest this situation, right? Is to eat better, eat more fruits and vegetables. Very like practical, logical steps. So if your heart has already been connecting to it, or you felt these little whispers, you can trust it. It's true for you. That is your heart speaking, not your mind, right? When it just feels like something that you should be doing. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity, business venture. Yes. So a really big yes for you from the universe around this. You've got the power to do this. You've got the power to resolve situations and bring people together. I get a multifaceted energy from you, good at a lot of different things, very spiritually and psychically connected. I'm getting just this big go for it energy for you guys. All right, let's pull some more cards. You know what's funny too is the green energy is connected to the heart, right? At which we're talking about unlocking the wisdom of our hearts, but you've got this blue, like blue, deeper blue indigo color, which can be connected both, to our intuition, and then our so that's our third eye chakra and our crown chakra. So even though that hasn't shown up, I feel like that's a thing for my group threes. Maybe doing some meditations around the heart, third eye, and crown chakra. I feel like throat too, even though that's not really showing up here. An alignment meditation, maybe, to, clear and cleanse your chakras. I don't know why, but I get the sense that it'd be far more balancing and profound for you. Doing unlocking. This is what I'm trying to say, like unlocking even more within you from these places where you're more psychically connected, where you're more intuitively understanding, like to your power, to your knowing. Chaos and conflict. This came up in one of the other messages too. And it's the number 33, which is the number of creativity and ascended masters. And I didn't notice it, or I don't think I mentioned it in the first message, but I'm definitely noticing it now because I think it's a thing for you, because there's a strong creative energy here. There's a lot of talents and gifts here from my message threes, I'm feeling, but I'm very connected to that. So pay attention to when 3-3 show up for you. 3-3, 3-3-3. I feel like there's messaging in whatever you're thinking about in that moment, but also I think a push saying that, hey, if you're stuck or you have trouble, you're not sure how to create this business venture, or you get stuck at particular places about what do I do next to make this happen. It's like, if you see those numbers, there's information available to you at that time. But chaos and conflict. So this is likely an energy some of you have been in or having to deal with. You've got the power to resolve this chaos and conflict, especially if it's an internal chaos that you've been dealing with, like within your own body, mind, like a dissonance of sorts, that alignment energy that I was feeling to get back to balance. You can resolve this. You've got the power to do it. I think it's both. I think for some of you it is internal, and for others you're genuinely dealing with it in your world. And you are capable of being the one to help resolve this situation and bring it back into balance. Like truly. I think you doubt that though. Oh wow, we had this card too. To the sea, right? So navigating new territory. That's what the big call is, right? And that makes so much sense coming out next to that business venture, new ideas, and to trust it if it comes through and to follow it. Yeah, don't be afraid. It's easy for me to say that I understand that, because it's always scary when we're navigating unknown territory, but you're absolutely being encouraged to do just that, because there's going to be a lot of positivity as a result, right? So embracing the unknown is definitely a big thing that you're going to want to allow yourself to be open to at this time, especially if you're going to create a business and start a new business venture. And know that you're really capable of this. No matter what bumps come along the way, you're very capable of this. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards. Okay, we've got one card that flew out. I'm just going to go like that so that you can see it in the camera there. And the first card out is Opportunity Beckons. business venture. You've got the power to the sea. All this, like, yeah, time to embrace this change and this opportunity. It's big yes energy for you guys. You've got everything that you need, even though I don't think that you feel like you do at the moment, because you need to get into some sort of alignment, hold more light in your body. I think that will help you to trust yourself, like through dietary changes. But yes, opportunity absolutely calling to you. Control. Okay. So where might you need to let go of control? Where do you feel out of control, right? Because we've got chaos and conflict there. But some sort of loosening and going with the flow, I think, needs to happen here for my group 3s in order for the situation to unstick, in order for you to have calm and quiet within your body, mind, soul energy. Where might you be holding on to control? And how can you loosen that energy up a bit? Honestly, I think some of the answers start up here, right? Like trusting in your abilities to resolve situations and eating healthier and foods that hold more light. Open up. Yeah, open up. So there's definitely dissonance within some of my message 3s in the body, held in the body, maybe a noisy mind, overthinking, polar thinking, where like at one moment you're, I can do this, and you're all positive and optimistic and enjoy and inspired, and the next you're like, no, I can't, because it's like that, like an imbalance there. But opening up to possibilities is one of the best ways through and forward for you. Where, again, and that goes really well with that control card. And I'm just noticing too, there's 2 4s, right? So now you've got double 3s and double 4s messaging, lots of messaging coming through for you. Definitely you're spiritually connected. And I think part of this open up energy is to open up to that. You have the capacity to connect to higher mind, to higher self, to divine wisdom. There's just something that you're holding on to. I think particularly in the mind that blocks like your third eye a little bit and that crown chakra a little bit. So there's dissonance and conflict within your body. And so you're not receiving it. It's too noisy up in there. All the more reason to balance yourself out, eat better and clear, because you will connect to these energies much better. Because there's like this big calling for you, this entrepreneurial new business venture, saying yes to the unknown and going for it, because I do get the sense that you guys are very multi-talented, but there's some blocks here. Change your focus, right? What do they say? Where energy goes, or where energy focus goes, where energy goes. I think I'm not saying that right. Either way, what you focus on becomes a thing. So if we're focusing on what's bad, negative, not working, why we can't, where we're disempowered, why it's too hard, then we get more reasons why all that's true. But if we focus on the inspiration part of it, the why of why we want what we want, the belief in why we can have it, we get more reasons to why we can have it, and it starts to manifest, right? Because I think that's a big energy here as well for my group 3s. Like your heart wants you to know that you have strong manifesting abilities, so you can manifest good or you can manifest not so good based on your thoughts, right? Really give your crown chakra a clearing. Crown chakra meditation to clear out the mind and quiet it, I think, for a lot of you. Right? Because what you're focusing on, what you're thinking about, and it feels more like the doubtful side of things. Just breathe. Oh my gosh, you got another 4. 4, 4, and now 4. Just breathe. Look at this too, right? She's trying to connect to her ethereal body, that soul, her higher self that knows better, that's wise, that trusts, that believes in herself, that says, or himself. This is not gender specific. It's just this is female. And you're being asked to do the same thing. Breathe. Take a breath. Notice when your mind is racing out of control and going into self-doubt and limiting beliefs, telling you all the reasons why you can't, you shouldn't, why you're not powerful enough to resolve a situation and change it, why you can't have the things that you want or create the things that you want. You absolutely can, or it wouldn't be showing up for you. And it's all these 4s too, which is very much connected to the angelic realm, are separated by 2 other numbers, right? 8 and 5. 8 is a number of infinity and karma, right? Whether for good or for ill. And 5 is change. And I feel like that's a big message here for you too, right? You change your thoughts. You work on letting go of control, which I think is a pattern for some of you. And this is where the magic starts to happen for you. This is where you start to see your way forward, where limiting beliefs just become beliefs. I know I got this. I know I can do this. I am powerful. I am strong. I am confident. I believe in this, and I'm going to figure it out. Because you've got double 3s up there too. Okay. Let's pull some regular tarot to see if we can connect these even more. This read more. Yeah, there's definitely, with all the messages that have come through with this unlocking your heart's wisdom tarot readings, it's been a lot of need to stand up for ourselves and to get back into our power. And you're no exception here, message 3. But even more so, I feel like even more so, like, it almost feels like it is your fate. It is your destiny to do this thing, to try to go for this business venture. This card fell down, so we're going to take that one. And you don't want to miss the energy that's showing up for you now, because it would be optimal for you getting going on this, right? Start with making yourself feel really good, body, mind, soul, getting into alignment, clearing out those chakras, connecting, eating really well, and you'll start to receive the answers on how to go about doing this, how to resolve problems. Maybe even for some of you, you've already started a business venture and you've run into problems. Oh my gosh, lots of cards fell out. Just one sec, guys. Just had to play 52 pickup there for a second. Now, what was I saying? Oh, Lordy. I think I've lost it. Okay, cards are flying out like crazy for you guys too. So I've got another one that flew off. It's here, so that'll be card 2. Just gonna go like this. Okay, I think what I was going to say is it almost feels like for you guys, the timing is really strongly at play. So it's like, start here, get yourself in this really good mind, body space, physically, mentally, emotionally aligned, because then you're going to be able to see the way forward, and you won't miss any of these really positive opportunities that are going to be coming your way to create this thing, to get this off the ground, to resolve your issues and move forward. And I was also going to say that I think that for some of you, it's almost like you've already started this business venture, but you've hit some bumps along the way. But don't back down from it or think that that means that you made a wrong choice. There's just a few things to figure out. General, right? So take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. We've got, look at that 10 of Pentacles. Nice. That's abundance, happy home life, everything in good standing and good balance. Financial prosperity and stability at home, on the home front too. Abundance in all ways is what I'm trying to say here. And the opportunity that's beckoning for you brings this about in beautiful ways. That couldn't go better. Now I see why this card flew out, because it's under control. And the 4 of Pentacles is all about holding on to control. So there's definitely an energy here of having to spend money, or fear of spending money and losing everything, right? Not having enough. And this 10 of Pentacles came out to say, oh, that's absolutely not going to be the case. This opportunity brings more abundance and stability in all ways. But that's where some control needs to be let go of. Fear of what you will lose, right? She's holding on tight to those pentacles. I'm not giving any of my money to this. I'm afraid of losing my money to this. I'm just going to sit here and not do anything and like kind of stew a little bit. But this is what you're being asked to look at. This is where you need to let go of control. Yep, the Tower, open up. And it's interesting too, because it's under that you've got the power, and that's lightning coming through, like lightning strikes, power coming through, opening up. It almost feels like you're going to have this moment, if you give yourself over to this energy and take these bits of advice, where it's like a massive breakthrough, and like more than just an aha moment. So connected, so understanding of what needs to be done, how to fix a situation, how to create this business venture and really lift it off the ground. It's like it all comes together as if by magic. But it is a tower moment, right? Because it's massive change on all fronts of your life, creating all this abundance. The Hanged Man, no longer being hung up, right? Because this is in the reverse. It should be like this. Upright, meaning being stuck. It's suspended animation, you know, pausing, not knowing what to do. But when you change your focus, you're no longer stuck. You see the way through, which is really, really connected to that tower moment too, right? Aha. Okay, now I see. I'm going for it. The Empress, okay? And it's reversed. And it's saying to breathe here, right? And then we've got that to the sea energy, right? Embracing the unknown, all kind of lined up and connected. When the Empress is upright like this, we're sort of like, okay, there's fertility, there's growth. I'm moving in directions. I'm making things happen. But we have just breathe over there, right? Taking a moment for pause to get aligned first, to feel the energy stewing within us, to open up our crown, our heart, our third eye, to really see and connect to this wisdom, the wisdom of our heart, the wisdom of our guides, our angels, our intuitive being, our higher self. It's sort of like you're going to get into this Empress energy, but first we must breathe. We must come back to center. We must sort ourselves out and make sure that we're really good physically, mentally, emotionally, and then we receive. So don't be too concerned about any just breathe energy that you might be in right now, because that is where you're supposed to be so that you can get sorted and balanced. And then you see the birthing of these things happen for you in like the most beautiful ways, it feels like here for my message threes. Some more cards here. This came out in the other message too. This is the sign. So if you were waiting for a sign to know whether you should do this thing, start this new business adventure, you know, bring your ideas forward about how to resolve a situation, this is your sign. And if you were asking for one, that yes, you should. All these things are true for you. They're not just hoop dreams or the workings of your imagination. It's actual divine heart wisdom. Get more information. Okay, to the sea. That's that just breathe. How are we birthing this situation? What am I not seeing? What don't I know? Right? This is where you're at right now. Get more information. Breathe through this energy. Get balanced. Get aligned. Take really good care of your physical body, because it's going to bring that tower moment, open you up, help you relax that energy of needing to control. And then it's like, again, I keep coming back to this is where the magic's going to happen. Right? Get more information. All right. Empathy. There's more beneath the surface, right? Which is what you haven't connected to just yet. Getting more information. You are empathetic. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Empathetic. You definitely are. You're a feeler, that many, many hearts, compassion going every which way, really deeply feeling. A polymath, right? Good at a lot of things. There's more beneath the surface. Yeah, there's more for you to know and uncover before you make any major decisions around how to go about this new business venture, or even how to particularly solve this problem, like to resolve this, whatever this conflict and chaos is. But you are going to get there. So a little bit of patience required. Yeah. Dream, follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. And that's crazy because we've got to the sea, right? There might be literally some connection for you with the sea. Maybe this is a good spot for you guys to meditate, to do a cleanse for yourself. But either way, dream. You've got a dream. Not all the details and the pieces of the dream have been fully realized. Be patient with that. Get yourself in really good physical and emotional mental standing, and you're going to be really opened up and receive the answers and the way forward. And I think you're the one that takes the charge and leads the situation. But relaxing that sense of control, letting go a little bit. Okay, let's cap this off with one final message for my lovely group threes. I feel like I just want to say you guys are so close. Be patient. There's a few bugs and kinks to work out, but you're going to get where you want to go. And your heart has been really steering you in the right direction, and fully trust that. Balance. Difference is a necessary part of human evolution, and everything in life is comprised of opposites, which together make life whole. If you light a candle in a room already flooded with light, the light of your candle would be indistinguishable from the light which already exists. Because of darkness, we are able to perceive light. Both are necessary, right? So feel that it makes sense too, right? With that feeling in the dark, being in some conflict and chaos, this darkness is necessary so that you can then see the light, which is exactly what I feel you've got coming for you. Take good care of yourself. Take some of the advice that's up here with how to get back into your power and get into really good balance. And then you'll have that tower moment of aha, change. And it's beautiful, right? But right now, just breathe. You'll get through this darker energy. On the other side, there's a whole lot of light and opportunity for you, and lots of yes energy in creating this new business, this new thing. Okay, message 3. I'm going to leave that there. Take care, guys.